This one really was an outstanding adventure. We picked up a bike from Hampton Honda in Christchurch and rode through the centre of the South Island to an overnight stop in Queenstown. From there we headed further south to Invercargill, where we covered the Burt Munro Challenge for Kiwi Rider magazine before heading through the Catlins over to Carker Point, and a night there before we made our way back through the middle of the South Island to our final stop at Cromwell. And what a magnificent machine it was too, a brand new Honda GL1800 Goldwing. We left Christchurch in magnificent conditions and made our way south along State Highway 1 till the turn-off to Geraldine. From there we picked up State Highway 8 and enjoyed cloudless conditions as we travelled through the Mackenzie district down to Linda's Pass, where this video is filmed. Conditions were warm and sunny as the Southern Alps loomed into view. That's Mount Cook away in the distance. The towering escarpments of the Mackenzie district are highlighted by the sapphire blue lakes that lay before them. We sat back in lounge chair comfort on the wing and watched it all roll by. Pretty soon, we were in Queenstown. Day 2 began in equally pleasant conditions, and we had a good look around Queenstown before heading off on one of the highlights of the ride down, the road along the foreshore of Lake Wakatipu. It really is an exhilarating ride, travelling along the beautiful lake foreshore with the snow-capped mountains framing the scene. Not far past Kingston on the southern reaches of the lake, the rolling hillside country of Southland begins, and pretty soon we found ourselves in Invercargill. The Burt Munro Challenge now rates as the biggest event in Southland. Thousands of motorcyclists flock to Invercargill to celebrate the life and times of Burt Munro. The first event in this year's Burt Munro program was the newly instituted long track event from Ascot Park Raceway. Followed by an event Munro won, the Bluff Hill Climb. Action then shifts to the sand at Oretti Beach, where the National Beach Race Championships are held.
Make sure I catch up with the Dean, one of the all-round good sports. And you may not necessarily live in Dean, but if you're looking to buy a bike,
Saturday sees a full program of sprint racing at Teretonga Park. Followed by a full program of speedway at Oretti Park. For race reports and a full photo gallery, log on to our website wingsouth.blogspot.com. The event includes rallies, a toy run, and the final event on the program, the street racing from Wyndham. The conclusion of racing saw us bid farewell to Invercargill and head towards our next stop, Carker Point and the Catlins. From Wyndham we headed south through rich rolling countryside till we made the coast at Fortrose. From there we headed east along the southern scenic route through the Catlins Forest Park, where we doubled back around to see the petrified forest at Curio Bay. The wing really was lapping up the conditions, even the more challenging parts. There are a few fuel stops in the Catlins, but not too many are open on a Sunday afternoon. None of that made much difference to the Goldwing, however. We just dialed in the address of our hotel to the GPS and it took us to the front door. Another day on tour dawned in near perfect conditions. It was warm and sunny as we left Carker Point and headed north to recommence our journey along State Highway 8. Along the coastal fringe, the road winds through foothills lined with forests of pine and beech. Then it descends to the Clutha River Valley floor below. Then it climbs again to central Otago and our ultimate destination, Cromwell. There's always plenty of interesting places to stop along the way when touring in New Zealand, like this lovely spot beside the Clutha River. past Alexandra is Clyde and the Clyde Dam. The ride along the lake behind the dam is truly spectacular. It was the type of riding that the wing just revels in. Open, sweeping corners and beautiful countryside to take in as we made our way along the foreshore. And there was plenty of opportunities to stop and ham it up along the way. And then we were at Cromwell. When we got to Cromwell, we checked into the bed and breakfast run by David Janine at Central Otago Motorcycle Hire. It's a really pleasant place to stay, but most importantly, they've got a shed full of fabulous motorcycles. And an hour after we arrived, I was off on an adventure ride. Let me show you a little of our backyard, said our host Dave as he threw me the keys to a Honda Transalp. From there he led us over Ben Nevis, New Zealand's highest public road, and up the Nevis Valley. It really was a succession of scenes that could have come straight from the Lord of the Rings. The view from atop Ben Nevis was truly spectacular, as was the descent back to base where Dave put on a terrific barbecue and we settled into our last night on tour with a bottle of the local Pinot. Still warm, but cloudier conditions greeted our last day on tour as we made our way back along State Highway 8 to the coast. From there we followed Route 1 back to Christchurch and to return the bike to Hampton Honda and complete what was an amazing ride.